Howdy everybody, and we are back on Sprocket for another community design showcase. Someone is back, and if you've looked at the thumbnail or the title, you can probably guess who it is. Now, it's been a little bit since we've shown off Dekroom's stuff, but they have returned, and they have come bearing gifts. We have quite a few vehicles to get through here, and they are pretty slick. Now, before we get into all of these, you've probably noticed that I've tried live streaming, and it's working. I got my internet fixed. I can do it. We can do whatever we want now. So if you guys want me to stream here or on Twitch, let me know. If you guys want to play War Thunder, you guys want to play Sprocket and just live stream us goofing off on Sprocket, let me know. I can do that. Whatever. It doesn't even have to be any game that we normally play. Fallout, Skyrim, I don't care. It could be anything. Get the boys in there and we can just goof off in War Thunder. I literally do not care because now I can do it. I'm just hyped to be able to do it. And, yeah. Thank you guys for continuing to watch this channel, even though I'm not that good. But you guys, for some reason, stick around, which is really cool. So, let's get into Dekroom's stuff. And we have, like I said, quite a few. Man, if I can hit the right button. We have quite a few to get through, so we're kind of going to go through these a little bit quicker than I normally do. Actually, not really. This is probably going to be a longer episode anyway, but they deserve to be looked at. Now, like I said, I have reached out to a handful of you because I've had some issues with some of the designs, and that's just because of the game updating. And it's not anybody's fault, really. Well, actually, it's mine because I wasn't there to actually get them when you guys submitted them, but, you know. Anyway, the first one is the Kampfpanzer AVF Puma, and as you can tell, obviously, it looks like a Puma. And this has a write-up. Now, what's really neat now is that I have rigged a 60-inch TV to be my second screen, and it is the coolest shit ever. So, here's the write-up for this. So, this thing is 56 tons, has a 2-liter 20-cylinder liquid-cooled twin diesel engine at 1,040 horsepower, or 18.8 horsepower per ton. It has 8 gears and 2 twin electric motor transmissions. It has 600 liters of fuel, which is a lot. 3 crew for the real tank, but in game it's obviously 5, but IRL is supposed to be 3. Kind of like the Puma, anyway. Max ammo is 281 with 5 already loaded into the auto-loading system. The anti-sabo and reactive armor is already on it. It has multiple accessible points of entry. It has very modular systems, which means it can be replaced and upgradable. Something that you can think of that kind of relates to that would be something like the M113, which to a certain extent, because we did use it for a lot of stuff, or the LAV. Or if you look at what Russia was trying to do with the T-14 Armada, there was going to be the T-14, 15, and 16, and then there was going to be other things built on that platform. So you can think of it that way. The turret is mostly unmanned. It has a 67mm or 6.7cm auto-loaded cannon. 1 round every half second at 1,020 meters a second velocity and about 210 pin at the moment. It has an optional gunner's commander position for entry point for maintenance access. The gunner optics obviously have night vision, thermal, and a rangefinder. It has internal composite armor, reactive armor, fire control system, laser warning system, autoloading shell ejection fire control system for the gun, fully digitized systems with analog backups, and 430mm automatic deployable smoke grenades. That was a lot, but as you can tell, there's a lot of time put into making this tank look the way it does. And let's look at the gun. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, let's see how much depression it has. Okay, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to aim down, not up. Alright, well, that's all we're getting, which is literally sitting on the hatch of the driver, so he ain't getting out. But let's see how fast this thing is, which I guarantee you is going to be pretty quick. And as you can already tell, this thing is hauling it, which is exactly what I expected. The gun having a lot of pin too, and shooting that fast and shooting on the move like that. So let's put it up against something. Well, first, before we do that, let's check the armor really quick. So we could probably get through that in some spots if we don't hit the armor. Now up here, we're not getting through any of that, like, at all. And up here, probably not. Maybe in some places, but for the most part, we're probably not getting through anywhere. Maybe right down here. Maybe. So let's put it against something really quick. Something that actually might be able to put up a little bit of a problem. Now let's just do a BMP and just see how long it takes it to get through us. If it can even get through us. If it even starting to shoot at me. Oh, well, it's not even shooting. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna get very far. We will pick Centurion, because I know this thing's got a gun. I guess it's not gonna shoot. I'll shoot it anyway. Went right through the beak. I think we can pin the lower plate anyway. Yeah. I don't think we can pin the upper plate, though. No. Wait, I don't know if we are shooting through that. We might be shooting through that armor. We shouldn't be at that angle. That's kind of whack. I wonder, is the E50 not gonna work? Because it's a very... I need to go through and, like, clean all of these things out. Now we should be able to bounce that thing if it shoots at us. Is it gonna not fire at us? I guess not. I don't even think it's going to even do anything. Well, anyways, this is the Puma. A really nice tank. Look at that engine deck and look at all of those ERA blocks. It's a really cool tank. So anyways, let's move on to the next design. Alright, we're on to the next one, and this probably looks a little familiar. This is something that we've seen similar before, and this is the Panzerkampfwagen Ausf mit 10.5 centimeter, spat 1948, and this is the write-up, a late model of the infamous Tiger Aus B produced in the late 1948. The PZKPFW Ausf, aka Tiger 2F, was Krupp and Henschel's continuous effort in improving the heavy tank, keeping it ahead of its enemies. Both hull and turret were entirely reworked internally and externally to better fit not only the newer technologies inside it, but also house the 105mm or 10.5 centimeter KWK L52 gun, modified better for use as an AT weapon piece with an additional fitted 14.5 machine gun in both the hull and mantlet. In terms of armor, the heavy tank utilizes a modified 12-cylinder 2.6-liter engine in a V-shaped configuration capable of 902 horsepower with 2 2,310 Newton meters of torque developed and manufactured by Maybach, making this machine able to move with minimal issues even with its generous weight, which is a minor drawback to this machine, and its armor being prematurely increased to over its intended limits, reducing its effective speed. 1,423 fully produced models have been currently produced, with 922 still in operation, and the remaining 501 being split into technical issues ranging from engine breakdowns of the older engine models, which were rectified, logistical repair issues dealing with the track road wheel repair, manufacturing sabotage, and the remaining minor few being KIA in various ways. That's a lot. Now, it weighs 71.6 tons. It is armed with 105mm KWK 52, which shoots a armor-piercing round at 897 meters a second with 281mm of penetration. Its engine is the Maybach HL12 TRRP engine with an output of 902 horsepower, as we said, which puts it at 12.7 horsepower per ton. And its fuel capacity is a lot, about 1,000, actually over 1,000 liters. It has a twin transmission. Its forward gear speed is 44.8, and reverse gear speed is 23.33, which both are in kilometers an hour, and it has 5 people in it. Like I said, that was a lot, but here we are. Anyway, here is the gun, as we said before, which we already know. We already know all the stats for it, so let's take a quick look at the armor. Holy shit, it is all red. That is a lot. You know, I would say we could get through that, which we actually should be able to get through that. Now, side armor, obviously, we're kind of weak, but it would not be a Dekroom tank unless oh, let's turn this turret real quick. Look at that engine deck. Oh man, I'm trying to hold the camera still. Look at that. It looks so good. So let's see how fast it is with that new engine in it, and it's, you know, pretty quickly, honestly. It got up and moved. Kind of makes you think of the E75, if you know what that is, which I would feel that most of you would. And for a tank this big and this heavy, moving that fast is not a bad thing, and being able to back up at any speed that is faster than Russian MBT speed is better, or, you know, Panther 1 speed. So the reload is going to be really quick, actually. So I reckon we put it up against something that, I don't know, makes sense post-war. I don't know what this thing's got for a gun. I don't even know where to shoot it. I think right there. No, I lied. I think maybe right here then. Yep. So that was like the Americanized 279. So let's pick something that it might see then. Which gonna be relatively hard because I need to go back through and fix a lot of these vehicles because they don't work anymore. I think the old IS-7, that was a post-war tank. Oh, we bounced it. I could pin right there. I lied. No, I cannot. He got around into me. He's actually pinning me, I think. I'll break his track off so he can't move. Point the thickest part of my armor towards me. Or towards him. His armor is already pointed at the thickest part next to me. Oh shit, okay. I guess he went right beside the turret. Makes sense. IS-7's a hard tank. Let's pick something else. So 1948. Let's pick the Seraphim. Okay, well, I really didn't realize that that would go through its lower plate like that, but I guess that makes sense. Let's see what happens if I shoot the upper plate. Yeah, we ricocheted off of that, but I did get through there. Interesting. So the lower plate on that vehicle is really thin. Anyways, that is the Tiger 2F in short with the 105. I really like it. As you know, I really like Dekroom's designs that she makes for this game. So we're going to move on to the other stuff that she has submitted. Alright, here we are at the next one, which is the VK 35.10 Puma. And now it is based off of the Leopard concept that I feel like a lot of people probably know. And it looks really good. Here are the statistics for it. It doesn't really have a write-up, but this is the stats of the vehicle, like specifications. It's 34.93, so literally 35 tons. It has a 75 millimeter L60. It has about 811 meters a second velocity at 170 pin. The engine is the HL210 TRRP with 690 horsepower, putting it at 19.8 per ton, and has 2,050 newton meters of torque. It has over 500 liters of fuel. It has a twin transmission. It can go about 50 kilometers an hour forwards and right over 26, almost 27 in reverse, and has 4 people inside of it. Now, this is a really cool little tank. Engine deck looking good as always. And, yeah, it's just a little light tank. It's not gonna have a whole lot of armor, obviously. Now, we might be able to bounce some random shots off some certain spots, but they're not really gonna expect it to do a whole lot anyway. And I feel like this thing's gonna be pretty quick. We're gonna... that thing wanted to twist pretty fast, too. See that? Look how smooth that is. And we got them wide fat tracks on it too. Alright, we're gonna be able to coast right over this thing, no problem. That's pretty quick. About what you would expect this thing to do. Let's put it up against a... Alright, before I do that though, since we're gonna be like, you know, a light tank and everything, let's go over here and get behind something and spawn in, I don't know, a Sherman. And then flank it. So let's pick... I know, actually we'll use that, because that you guys will see in a future episode. You've already seen something very close to it, but you'll see that one soon. So we're going to be shooting APHE, so we're not going to have quite 170 millimeters of pin, but it's going to be more than enough to deal with that vehicle. I assume, I don't know, but I would assume that that would be enough. So we're going to go over here. This thing isn't the fastest light tank in the world, but it should be able to handle it. Now, I know he's over here, and let's see if we can get up right here. Nope, doesn't want to do it. I can see him though, he's sitting right there. So if I can peek around this corner. Oh, we didn't go through. He missed. Oh, dang. Yeah, that thing's got armor, you know, and I didn't really think it was going to be like that. It didn't help also, I was bouncing all over the damn place when I was trying to get in there, so we'll pick another one. That thing's going to try to chase us too, so this will be a showcase of its ability to skedaddle. Oh man, that thing's hauling ass. Dang, we didn't get through that. I need to pick a different. Yeah, we're loading AP rounds. We need something more than like 130 pin. I didn't realize we were losing that much. Come on, come on, you can do it. You can do it. You know, this is actually relatively kind of heavy light tank. It's not paying attention. There we go. So I hit a pretty good spot on it that time. And right through the side. Alright, well let's see, because I was shooting at him not too far away, so let's pull off in front of him really quick and just see if I can pin his upper plate. Yeah, I would have been able to get through that. Now what about like right here? Yeah, I think I just hit a bad spot, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, that was the VK35. The old Poomer. Pretty cool tank, I like it a lot. And now we're going to move on to some modernizations of vehicles that you've already seen. Alrighty, here we are. And this is the first one. There are 3. And this one is the 1F 2A 9cm. And obviously there's more to it, but you know, Camp Panzer 1F2A mid 9cm, and that's gonna be a hard word. I'm gonna mess it up. Modernized. I know I messed that up a lot, but anyway, doesn't take away from the tank itself, which, in my opinion, kind of looks like a modernized Panther 2, with like the turret you would see on an E50M, or the, not really the Panther F turret, but it has a smoothbore 90mm L55, which surprisingly only gives it 238mm of pin. Obviously we don't have the differences between like smoothbore and rifled in the game, but you would kind of think we would be getting more out of the gun, which not a big deal. But let's see how fast it is. So we're sitting with a very large V16 in it, and we're going to be getting right around, let's say we're hitting 22.5 horsepower per ton. That's pretty good. Let's see its speed limits. Holy shit. Alright, well let's see if we can do that. Oh man, look how fucking sick that turret looks. I didn't even notice that when I was looking at it earlier. Dude, that's awesome. And the engine deck. So we're going to take it out here to the road. Now, I would assume that this thing is supposed to have something similar to like a transmission like an Abrams, or like a lot of NATO tanks have, where they have like a lot of gears, and they also are able to go very quickly in reverse. I also just realized too, I don't know if that's giving me APHE pin or that's giving me AP round pin. 238. Well, I guess we'll find out when I shoot something, because we also, as you know, don't have a shell designer yet either, so we can't really you know, modify them too much. But let's fly this thing down this road as fast as we can go. I feel like this thing's gonna be able to haul it. Like, it's just not gonna stop. Yeah. I feel like we're just gonna continuously go in a straight line and just gain speed over, you know, over time. We're not gonna get there instantly, which makes sense. And this is about the best scenario it's gonna get. So yeah, we're just gonna keep climbing until we hit the end. Yeah, that's about what I figured it was going to happen anyway. Alright, so let's click on that. Let's see its armor really quick. Okay, so it's pretty good. We could actually pin that. That right there, we couldn't. And the front of the turret, we definitely could pin. With this gun. Side armor, obviously. This thing's more or less supposed to be an air quotations medium tank. But let's put it up against something that makes sense. Centurion. I don't think the Centurion can shoot anyway. What the hell? Okay, so we can't pin the upper plate of that, which is figured. So we got, let's see how much pin we get on that shot. 176. So no, it was giving us the AP pin. So we're losing a lot by shooting APHE out of this thing, which not the biggest deal. This thing looks cool. If we ever get a shell designer, I would imagine that this tank would be revisited, and if we get to, you know, actually have the benefits of a smooth bore, we'll probably end up getting it. So anyways, let's move on to the next modernized tank. Here we are with the next one, which is a Panzer A1AV, which has 105, and this one is 100%. This is a modernized Panther, specifically a modernized Panther A, which has roughly the same turret, as you can see under that, with added on armor on the front of the gun mantlet and an extension to the back of the turret. And I would imagine it's been up armored along with being up gunned. And I mean, not really. I mean, yeah, actually it has been, but like it's not crazy. Now the front of the turret though is, if you hit right here, you'll go through, but if you hit up or higher, like down here or higher up, you're not going to go through. The upper plate is not bad, but you're more likely to get pinned. This thing actually does benefit a lot from being angled. The front of the turret though is going to be the problem. Let's see how fast this one is. And look at that engine deck though. This thing is also pretty quick. I would assume this one's also going to have the same thing happen to it, where over time it's going to get really fast. So it has, I believe, the same engine, and we're going to be going, yeah, we're at the same premise with this one, transmission and everything like that. So with the gun though, a 105 L55 with 254 pin, which is better than what we had on the last one. But if we're shooting APHE, which we are, we're going to be losing quite a bit of that. We might only be sitting at like 210. So let's put it up against, I would assume we should do its, you know, let's just pick a Centurion. Just a random, okay, these aren't going to work. I really need to get these out of here. Pick something that's a little random. Let's pick its equivalent. Let's pick let's pick the Koenig 2. So this thing is going to 100% try to shoot me in the front of the turret. Okay, we got to bounce. Let's sling a shot into the front of the turret. Okay, we're losing a lot of penetration, and he hit that like perfect place on the front of the turret. Yeah, we only hit for 187 millimeters of pin, where if we were shooting standard AP, we would have had a lot more than that. That's a little crazy. So we don't have AP, just regular AP. We only have, okay, we hit for 190 that time, which is kind of weird. I really want to see where we hit. I thought that us hitting for 178 was like way too little. So that's like our max pin. It's 190. Yeah, so this upper plate, we're not going to get through. So I don't know why we hit for 178 on that shot. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, there's a hypothetical Modernized Panther, which is really neat. Now, obviously, the fifth thing, I wish I would stop scrolling in. But yeah, there's your Modernized Panther A, which looks really cool. So now let's move on to the final one. Alright, here we are on field. You knew it was coming. So here's the final one that has been modernized, and obviously you can already tell what this is based off of is like Tiger 2, or in her case the Tiger 2F that she has made. Now this one has the biggest gun, which is 120 millimeters, and is also the heaviest at 81 tons. So the gun, we have 286 pin. Now let's check real quick. We're shooting APHE. So better for getting one shots, but we're not going to be able to cap on that almost 290 pin, which is still going to be better than what we had though. And now its engine is a lot bigger, and we're going to be sitting at right at the peak 1520 horsepower, but we weigh a whole lot more. So if we're sitting at like anywhere in here, we're going to be sitting from anywhere from like 13 horsepower per ton to maybe 18. That's about it. And I don't know if we're going to get any teammates on this, but let's check the armor really quick. It's pretty good. We're not really worried about getting pinned by anything on here that we might see. Now, there might be a couple of things that are going to be on here that might be able to shoot us, but for the most part, no. Now, if we angled at least a little bit, we're going to be pretty effective on how much armor we have. Now, the front of the turret might have some issues right here in this corner. Side on, obviously. We shouldn't be getting shot there to start with. But let's check her out. That's pretty cool. Look at that engine deck and the extended turret and the this thing looks so cool. You know, it's like those what ifs. Like, what if instead of moving on to like the Leopard as a main battle tank, Germany just took the World War II designs that they had and just modernized them? You know, like, what if? Or if the war went on, you know, what would happen? Would the tanks have just went further, or would there have been that whole, instead of modernizing what we have, do we just build new ones? You know? Alright, so we just had 4 spawn. I wonder where, though. Okay, there we go. We got our first victim. Okay, well, we shot low. This thing loads really quick. We actually bounced, so we didn't really capitalize on a whole lot of pin there. Oh, man. We gotta watch our rounds, too. That was a really cool fucking effect when I got hit right there. Right through the turret. Oh, man, I gotta watch for this guy. Ah, that looked cool. Alright, let's try some long range shooting at these guys all the way back. Oh my god, it's Togs. Oh my god, it's Togs. Okay, we shot a little high. Shot high again. Alright, butthole. The gun's accurate. I'm not, though. Wow. We actually ricocheted. We hit a like crazy high angle though. We killed ye old Tog too though. Alright, we can't be wasting our rounds like that, and we don't got many to start with. We only had like 36 rounds, I believe. You know, this thing is relatively quick, and I know it's 81 tons, which is heavier than an Abrams. A lot of people don't realize that like the Tiger 2 in its original form is it was at one point heavier than the Abrams. Now not so much, because you know we have put a lot of armor and a whole lot of extra stuff on them. But at one point the Tiger 2 was heavier than the Abrams. Look at that, straight through. So we had 200. Remember, this gun had 286 pin with a standard AP round flat. We've lost 86 pin from here to there by just using APHE, which luckily what we're shooting is not really that big of a deal. But if you think about it, the 88mm gun with its standard APHE round that it shot, more effective than us right now at point blank range. Fuck. Man, we have bounced off of this motherfucker twice. There we go. Alright. There's the other guy. There's both of them, actually, the last two. Yeah, buddy. It's pretty stable. Pretty stable. Look at that. Oh, we took a lot of shots, actually. I know they were trying to hit that one spot on the front of the turret on this thing where it had a gap. That's exactly where they were trying to hit. Didn't work, though. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed all of Dekroom's stuff. Finally, they're back and can be sending me more things as they said they were going to. And yeah, continue to send stuff in, continue to stick around. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. I normally don't ask, but I guess I need to start doing that. But yeah, anyways, I will see y'all later.